Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, in this video I'm going to show you how we can train one language translation model. So basically here I'm going to translate English language to Hindi language. Okay, I will show you like how to train this kinds of model on your custom data set. If you have any kinds of custom data, okay, how we can train this kinds of model. Okay, and for this actually I'm going to use Hugging Face. Okay, Hugging Face library. So in Hugging Face actually we'll be finding lots of pre-trained models are available. Okay, so we'll be using one of the model. So I already open up the data. So the data set actually I'm going to use, it is from Hugging Face only. So this is the name of the data set, like IITB English Hindi. Okay, so this is the name of the data set, and this is the like organization they have like released this data set here. Okay, so guys, you can read about this dataset, all the description, all the metadata are there, like when they collected the data, okay, how they collected the data and how many records actually you have here, everything they have given here. Okay, so guys, now let me tell you about the dataset. So as you can see, this is the dataset. So they have collected the dataset as a dictionary format. So EN key represent, this is the English, okay, English sentence, and HI represent, this is the Hindi sentence of the English sentence. Okay, see, that's how you have so many records here. This is the English sentence. With respect to that, you have the in the sentence as well. Okay, so let's say if you are collecting your own data set, at that time you need to collect like that. Okay, and it is store it. Okay, now see, instead of collecting your own data, what I will do, because these kinds of data is already available, if you go to Hugging Face and if you look for these kinds of data set, you will find. Okay, so how we can find the data set? Just go to Hugging Face, huggingface.io. This is the website, and here let's say you want data. Okay, just click on the data, and let's say which task you want to perform here. Let's say I want to perform natural language processing translation task. Just click here. See, you have 300 dataset are available, okay, for the language translation. Now just figure out the data actually you need. Okay, otherwise just search for, let's say you want to perform English to Hindi. Okay, just search about English to Hindi Hugging Face data. Hugging Face data. Okay, if you search it, see, it will give you the link. Open it up. See, this is the data. Okay, this is the same data actually I'm using, and you can read about the description. Okay, so that's how you just search any data. Let's say you want to perform English to Bengali, so search to English to Bengali, you will find the data. Okay, that's how you can search for the data. So now I think this data set is clear, like how they have collected the data and what is the structure of the data. Okay, now let me show you the model actually I'm going to use. So this is the model, guys. So this model is from Helsinki NLP. So this is the Helsinki NLP research team. They have like trained this model and they have published on this Hugging Face. Okay, and this like model is trained on English and Hindi language. As you can see, source language is in English and target language would be Hindi. So basically, if you put any English language, it will translate to Hindi. Okay, so here they have given the model description and all. Okay, everything they have given, like what is the blue score, and so blue score is nothing but this is the evolution matrix. Okay, so in translation actually, basically we try to use blue score, okay, to evaluate our model whether it is performing well or not. Okay, see, everything they have given, all the parameter actually it has in this model, everything they have given here. Okay, and this is the model. Now how we can find the model? Again, go to the Hugging Face. Okay, click on the model. Now let's say you want to perform translation, just click on translation. Now here you can also select the library you want to use. Let's say I want to use TensorFlow. You can also use PyTorch. Okay, then there are like so many library you can use here. Okay, let's say I want to use TensorFlow. I will click on TensorFlow. Now see, these are the model are available. So here it is showing around 1436 model are available. Okay, for this specific task. Now let's say I want to use this model. Okay, you already know the model. Okay, model name, just copy the name and search it here. Okay, there is a search button as well. If you search it, see, this is the model. Okay, you will get. Otherwise, if you just search it English to Hindi model. Okay, English to Hindi model, Hugging Face model. See, will get this model link here. See, directly the model link you will get. Okay, that's how you can figure out your data and the model actually you want here. Okay, I think data and model is clear, like what are the models and what are the data actually I'm going to use here. Even see, they have given one API. So they have hosted this model and they have given one API. Let's say you want to test the model here. Okay, you just compute, click on compute, give any sentence here, click on compute. See, it will show you the Hindi. Okay, Hindi with respect to this sentence. Okay, now let's fine tune this model. Okay, on top of our custom data actually we have here. So for this, I have already prepared one notebook. As you can see, English to Hindi language translation IPYNB. So guys, I will give this notebook link in the description section. Okay, so from there actually you can get it. So first of all, what I need to do, I need to connect my So first of all, I will connect my Colab notebook. Okay, make sure you are also using Colab, because again you are training like Hugging Face model, so it will be a little bit bigger. So it might not work in your local system if you don't have good configuration. Okay, at least you need GPU there to train this model. So I'm expecting you are using Google Colab. Okay, if you have pre Google Colab, it's completely fine, it will also work, but I'm using Google Colab Pro here. Okay, see it is connected. Now let me just click on the folder. Okay, now the first thing I will check my GPU, whether I got GPU or not. Okay, see I already got Tesla V100, because if I show you, if you just click on runtime, there is a option called change runtime type. Okay, click here. Now from here just select the GPU. Okay, I already select the GPU, and here I'm using Colab Pro, that's why I can select like three kinds of GPU. Okay, here, because Colab Pro provides these three kinds of GPU. Okay, so by default I think you will get Tesla T4, this one T4, this is the free version of the GPU you will get. Okay, then I will select the higher RAM. If you are using Colab Pro, then you will get this option, otherwise it's completely fine. Then I'll save it. Now first of all, I will execute this command to check whether I got the GPU or not. NVIDIA SMI will check your GPU. See, I got Tesla V100. That is what I selected. Okay. Now I need to install transformers. Okay, and some necessary libraries. So this is the command for it. Let me install. Okay, once it is done, try to import these are the libraries, because we have installed transformer successfully. Okay, and if you want to use Hugging Face, okay, library, so you need to install transformers. Okay, transformer has this Hugging Face functionality, Hugging Face API. Okay, that is why we are installing transformers. Now we are importing transformers. From transformers we are also importing load dataset, auto tokenizer, okay, auto model for sequence to sequence LM. I'll tell you like why we are using these are the thing, and this is the optimizer. Okay, I'm going to use called Adam weight decay. Okay, now let me execute. Okay, it is running successfully. That means we have successfully installed this thing. Now this is my model checkpoint. So what I did, I just copied the name. Okay, copied this name and I just pasted here. Okay, I just pasted here. Okay, that's it. Now let me load it. Okay, and I have also provided this model link. Okay, this model URL, like which model I'm going to use, I'm using here, and also I've given the dataset link. Okay, here. Okay, all the thing I've attached in my notebook. You can open up from here. Now the first thing what I will do, I will load my dataset. Okay, to load the dataset, what you need to do, just go to the dataset. Let's say I'm using this dataset, just copy this link address and just paste it here. That's it. Okay, if you paste it, it will automatically load the model. Okay, using this Hugging Face API. Okay, so here you don't need to load this data manually. Okay, that's why we use Hugging Face. Okay, Hugging Face has this kinds of functionality. Okay, now let me execute. See, it has loaded the dataset. Now if you want to see the dataset, just print the raw dataset, this object. Okay, now you can see you have training example. Okay, and there you have number of rows, that many. Okay, like it's a huge amount of data you have here, and this is the validation size and this is the test size. Okay, and you have the translation column here. As you can see, only you have translation. Okay, translation, this is the name of the column. Okay, or name of the key, translation. In that you have English and Hindi language. Okay, I'll print one data and I will show you. Let's say I want to see training data, first record. Okay, 0th number of record. Now see, this is the translation key, and inside that you have English. Okay, this is the English sentence, and you have Hindi sentence as well. Okay, that's how you have. Let's say you want to see number one. Okay, number one record. Just give number one. See, this is the number one record. Okay, that's how you can see. Now the first thing what I need to do, and guys, one thing I want to tell you, see, it is printing the data like that. It is not printing the entire dictionary, because see, Hugging Face has his own way to load the data. Okay, basically instead of loading the data in the memory, okay, in the first phase, what it will do, it will give you the metadata information related to your data. Okay, but whenever you will train your model, at that time it will load the data in the memory. Okay, previously it won't be loading, it will only show you the metadata, because let's say if I load my dataset right now in my memory, so my memory will get full. Okay, so it would be cause my training issue. So that's why instead of loading the data in the memory, it will give you the metadata information of the data. Okay, like what is the training size, what is the validation size, what is the name of the column, every information it will give you. And whenever you will load this data, okay, using this data collator and all, at the time it will load the data in the memory. Okay, so that is the convenience to use Hugging Face data loader. Okay, now first of all I need to load my tokenizer. Okay, to pre-process my data, because as you can see my data is in raw format. This is the English sentence and this is the Hindi sentence, but I need to convert them to number. Okay, like I think you have heard of embeddings. Okay, if you have already worked with the NLP, you have heard of something called embeddings. Okay, I need to generate the embeddings. Okay, so to generate the embeddings I need this tokenizer. Okay, so while I will get this tokenizer, see, I'm using the same model. Because see, in transformer, actually, if you already learned transformers, okay, transformer architecture, I think you know already, transformer has its own, like you can say, tokenizer. Okay, so basically in machine learning what we used to do, we used to use, let's say, TF, IDF, what to wake, these are the technique to embed our data. But here you don't need to use these are the technique. Okay, because you have transformer based model, and the same transformer based model you can use for the tokenization as well. Okay, because it is already pre-trained. Okay, that is why you can use this model as a tokenizer as well. Okay, if you give your data, raw data here, it will convert it to numerical representation. Okay, now let me load my tokenizer here. And to load the tokenizer, you need to call this auto tokenizer. There is a method called from pre-trained, and just give the model name here, it will automatically load the tokenizer. Okay, now let me show you one example, like how it will convert your sentence to number. See, here I have given hello, this is a sentence. Okay, now if I execute, see, it will represent as number. See, so hello has been represented by this number, then this. Okay, that's how you can see the number. Now as you can see, it will also give you the attention mask. Okay, I'm not going to explain what is attention mask and all, because if you already learned transformers, okay, I think you know what is attention mask and all. Okay, so it will give you these two things. Okay, now let me try on another sentence. So here I'm giving two sentences together. Now can you see, this is the first sentence, this is the second sentence, and this is the first sentence attention mask, and this is the second sentence attention mask. Okay, that's how it will give you. Now there is another method called as target tokenizer. So basically what happens actually, so whenever I will give this Hindi language, okay, as my target tokenizer, at the time I will call this method. Okay, so here instead of what I can do, I'll copy this Hindi one, and here I will pass this thing. Now if I execute, you will see the number. See, okay, so target means you want to embed your target column. Okay, target means your Hindi. Okay, and simple tokenizer means you want to do it in your English language. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, now see, if I do my target tokenizer, so here you need to provide the Hindi language, and this is the representation of the Hindi language. Okay, now finally we'll create one pre-process function, and here we'll be doing the same thing we did here. Okay, so here I have written the same thing, functionality. As you can see, first of all I'm taking my input and target, then I'm calling my tokenizer, and I'm converting everything to my number. Okay, and here I'm setting up some parameter. I'm telling my max input should be 128, and target length should be also 128. This is completely hyperparameter tuning. You can give any number here, but what I saw, like people are using these are the number. Okay, in every like notebook experiment I saw, that's why I kept this number. Okay, now this is my source language. As I already told you, my source language should be English, because they have written here source language should be English, and my target language should be Hindi. Okay, you need to provide these other thing. Now this is the preprocessor function. It will convert your data to numerical representation, and it will give you. Now let me execute. Now if I want to test this like function, here I will provide one, let's say, data, and now let's test it. Okay, whether it's working or not. See, it's able to convert it to my numerical representation. Now let's apply this function on top of my entire data I loaded here. So this is the raw data, this is my entire data, right? Now let's apply this function here. So I will call this raw data, and there is a function called map. Okay, inside map, if you just pass this function and just give this batch is equal to true. Okay, so what it will do, it will take all of your data and it will do the tokenization on top of it. Now let's do it. See, it will take some time, because again you have huge records here in the dataset, as you can see. Okay, that many of records you have, so it will take some time. Okay, you can see the progress bar. Now let's wait. Okay, I will come back when it's done. So guys, as you can see, it's done for me. Okay, now what I will do, I will load my model. Okay, so this class I have already imported, as you can see, this one TF auto model, for sequence to sequence LM, because this is the sequence to sequence learning. Okay, I think you know these are the thing. Like if you want to do language translation, basically you are passing one sequence here. Okay, and as an output you are getting another sequence, so that's why we call it sequence to sequence model. Okay, now here we are giving the same model checkpoint name, so it will load my model here. So first of all it will download the model from the internet, then it will load it here. Okay, and if you are not familiar with NLP very much, so I have one playlist in my YouTube channel, so let me show you. If you go to playlist, so there I created one playlist on natural language processing, so you can just follow this playlist. Okay, you can learn a lot about NLP. Okay, what is NLP, like how NLP works, everything I have discussed there. Okay, now I will define batch size, learning rate, weight decay, and number of epochs. Okay, as of now I'm just training one epochs because it will take time, so that's why I have taken one epochs. But again, whenever you are training your model, at that time increase the epoch size. Okay, at least go with 500 or let's say 1000 epochs. Okay, you will get better results there. And again, it's a pre-trained models, so here if I train one epochs also, it will at least learn something. Okay, it will give you like at least some results. Okay, but it's not recommended using one epochs. You can increase the epochs. Okay, whenever you are training your actual model. So at the, because this is a because I'm showing you as a demo, that's why I've taken one epochs. I just want to show you the training quickly. Okay, now let me execute. Now you need to load the data collator. Data collator is nothing but whenever you define the data collator, it will take your data as a batches. Okay, and it will pass it to your model batch wise. So instead of loading all the data together, okay, instead of just passing all the data together to your model, it will take as a batch and then it will feed the data. Okay, otherwise what will happen, your memory will get full and at the time it will crash. Okay, that's why this data collator is important. It will take your tokenizer model and returns tensor TF. Okay, this thing you need to define. Now let's execute this two line. The same thing I'm doing here also. Okay, but here I am adding some extra parameter, that's it. Okay, now you need to load up your training data first of all. So as you can see, I have already tokenized my data, so this is my object right now. So from here, see, from here you have three kinds of data. You have training data, you have validation data, and you have testing data. But one thing I just want to show you, if you see the training data size, it's like huge. Okay, so if I take that many of records to train the model right now, so it will take lots of time, okay, from me. So that's why what I did, I took this validation, I took this testing data for my training. Okay, as you can see, because testing I have only 2500 data. Okay, as I can show you here. See what I did here, I'm calling my tokenizer data object, and here, see, if you're training your actual model, at that time you need to provide train here. Okay, but I'm not provide train here because you can see train size is huge here. Okay, if I want to train it, so it will take lots of time for me, but I don't have that much of time to show you, okay, in the recording. That is why instead of training on my train data, I will train my data on my test data. Okay, because I have less data size here. Okay, that is why I have given this small tick here. So I'll just take test data here. Okay, but whenever you are training, you just give train here. Okay, so that is the hack I have just applied here because I want quick training here. Okay, just to show you. Now let me execute. Now it will load up your train data automatically. Okay, batch size, everything it will define. Now I'll take my validation data. So validation, you need to give the validation only. Okay, now you also need to load your generation data set. You need to give the validation here. Okay, yeah. Now once it is done, you need to compile your model. First of all, define your optimizer. So I already told you I will be using Adam weight decay optimizer. Here I have defined the learning rate and weight decay and all. Now let's do the compile of my model. Okay, after compile, I will feed my dataset to my model. Here I am giving my training data and validation data. Okay, that's it. And number of epochs I am defining as 1. Okay, now let me execute. After some times, you will see it will start the training. Basically, to train transformers model, actually you need good system, okay, good resources, and you need some time because again it has millions of parameter, right? That is why. See, it has started a training, and you can see this is the estimated time and this is the loss. Okay, this loss should be decreasing. See, it's decreasing. Okay, it's done. Only one epoch I trained. Okay, now this is the validation loss and this is the actual loss, you can see. Okay, now if you increase the epoch size, you will see this loss will decrease more. Okay, now I need to save the model, so I'll save the model as tf underscore model. Okay, and this is the method you need to call save model, save pretrain. Now let's save my model. See, if you refresh here, see, this is the model you saved and this is the Keras model. Okay, as you can see, this is the TensorFlow model TF format. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to load my tokenizer and load my model here. Okay, so let's load it, because I will be testing on my new data. That is why I need to load them. Okay, after loading, see, this is my input text. Here I am giving, hey, tell me about India. Okay, first of all, whatever text user is importing, you need to do the tokenization first, because you need to convert them to like numerical representation. After that, I'm calling generate. Okay, model.generate, so it will do the translation. Okay, and it will give you the translation output. See, this is the translation output you are getting, but again, this is a numerical representation. It is not understandable. Okay, so to make it understand, there is a method called decode. Okay, inside tokenizer, just call this one. Okay, and inside call this decode. Okay, now give your output here, because this is the 0th number of our list. Okay, that's why I'm giving 0th index. Now give this parameter. Okay, if you give it, it will automatically decode to English. See, now if you just copy this Hindi text, see, here I'm giving, hey, tell me about India. Now let's see whether it is able to successfully do it or not. I will open the translation. I'll paste it here. Now here you can see one like listen button. If you just click here,
भारत के बारे में मुझे बताओ.
See, it is telling भारत के बारे में मुझे कुछ बताओ. Okay, that means it is able to translate perfectly. Okay, now you can give anything here. You can give any text here. Let's say I will give my name here. Let's say, tell me about, my name is Bappy. Okay, my YouTube channel name is DSwithBappy. Okay, if I give this text, now let's see. Now let's convert. Now if I copy it, go to translation and give it here.
मेरा नाम बाप्पी है. मेरा अपने चैनल नाम है DKKK.
Okay. See, it's not able to spell my YouTube channel name, but again, it is close to. Okay, because you only trained one epochs on your test data only. Okay, but if you are taking training data and if you are training with higher epochs, at the time you will get good results. Okay, now yes guys, this is all about your language translation. You can use Hugging Face and implement these kinds of translation model, and it's like very easy. Okay, and I also showed like how to use your custom data and all. Now what you can do, you can try with different languages. Okay, just start, go to dataset, take different kinds of dataset, go to model, take different kinds of model, and at least try from your side. Okay, yes guys, this is all about from this video. I hope you liked it. Okay, if you have liked it, if you have liked this particular video, just try to share it with your friends and family. Try to subscribe to my channel. Okay, so that I can bring these kinds of videos more in future. So yes guys, this is all about from this video. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.